It has been a little while, more than a little while, I'm pretty sure, but I am back today with another Sims speed build video, and I'm super excited about this one because Goose and I, my sister, if you're unfamiliar, Goose and I kind of collabed, if you will, on this build here. I did the exterior and Goose did the interior, which was super fun, and we'll get all into that, but first of all, very first things first, can we talk about this lighting on this lot in Brindleton Bay? Arguably one of the most beautiful worlds in the entire Sims 4 game. Seriously, this sporting space lot, 30 by 20, perfect size, can't go wrong, just big enough, not too massive, but the lighting, the default, like no seasons applied, just from Manage Worlds, build mode, the evening lighting on this lot, let me tell you, just looks like the sun is setting on it, just golden hour vibes. I would highly recommend building on this lot for just that very reason. Get yourself in evening mode and go to town. But anyway, I just needed to point that out. But back to this build and back to just like little updates. You know how people, when they go on YouTube and they talk about life updates, not that I have a ton to share, but just like I haven't really been in the mood to make a ton of videos or anything. I just haven't been very inspired, or y'all know me, I just like get stuck in a rut and then I get like stress headaches. But this build was actually really fun to do. I did it a couple weeks ago when I was home with Goose, and we just kind of took turns with my computer and my game, and I think that was kind of fun for her because and you'll see later as she's like scrolling through my entire buy catalog of DLC, that I think it was fun for her to see all of the different items that I have, because, you know, not to flex on you, Goo, but I do have more packs than her, or just like different packs. I know she has for rent, I don't have for rent, but anyway, I think she had some fun with some of the packs that I don't, or some of the packs that I own that she does not own. Anywho, so that was really fun to just share my game with her that weekend. And yeah, I couldn't believe that we had never like done a build together, since we're both pretty avid simmers. So that was really special. And I was just coming home from the airport today, dropping Brian off. It was just such a fun week together. Spent a lot of it, most of it, with my family, and yeah, I'm already missing everybody, so kind of narrating this build, doing the voiceover right now is making me happy, because I was excited to do this and think about them while I'm missing them, and just, you know, it's hard coming down from the highs of a fun week spent with the people that you love. So anyway, not to get all sentimental up in here on the Sims YouTube's videos, but yeah, here I am working on the build. Let's talk about this actual build here. I've been really into Dutch colonial kind of house styles lately. Kind of got into it looking at the world of Brindleton Bay and kind of wanting to rebuild. Uh-oh, I'm gonna burp, Brian. Oh my god, that was a nasty one. Anywho, we're just gonna go right back to it. Right now, by the way, Brian, I am at 4 minutes and 2 seconds of the speed build footage. But anyway, I've been really into Dutch colonial revival, I guess you would call it, architecture, domestic architecture, home styles, and building them in The Sims 4. And I think part of that fascination is related to my struggles with and desires to improve my roofing techniques in The Sims 4. Because as you can see here, I'm working on this, I don't know if gambrel roofs are always in Dutch colonial architecture. I mean, I think they're in other styles too, is what I'm saying. I don't think they're inherently of the Dutch colonial style, but it is a common feature from what I've seen. I'm no expert, you know, I'm just a simmer. I'm just a girl who plays a video game in her room alone. But anyway, but actually not this time. I wasn't playing it alone in my room this time for the first time. I got to do this with my sister, so that was really fun. But what I'm saying is I'm really trying to get better at my roofing abilities in The Sims, especially I think my interest in this type of architecture and house style has just motivated me to try to, futz around, F-U-T-Z, and figure it out. But it is a challenge. And I kind of wanted y'all who are interested in improving your Sims building skills, going on this journey with me, if you will, if you want to. I wanted y'all to see the struggle. I didn't want to cut that out. I was thinking of cutting it out where I was really struggling to get that gambrel. I really should have looked up how to pronounce it. But trying to figure out how that roof could be as cute but also as functional in The Sims as possible. And I think this worked out, the scaling and everything. This floor plan, per usual, pretty much always I try to find a house plan, a floor plan online, either on Pinterest. Sorry, Brian. Sorry, everyone who hates that pronunciation. I really do it for the meme. Sorry. But yes, I saw this floor plan on Pinterest, on the internet, okay? And it was one of those vintage, I think 20s or 30s floor plans, house plans, probably from Sears Roebuck or something like that. But, one of those that says a modest home of simple proportions or fine proportions, something like that. I always love the silly titles, the vintage speak kind of thing. But anyway, I don't know what I'm saying. But basically, it was nice seeing this house plan online and thinking okay, finally, I've been kind of lacking inspiration, motivation, self-esteem, to be real, with building in Sims. I've just, I'm back on my perfectionist grind, I guess, and I'm not satisfied with anything I build, but I finally found some inspiration and some satisfaction with this build here and with this floor plan specifically. When I saw it, I was I think this will be doable in The Sims, and I think it totally worked. It's also really hard, trying to do a house that you don't want to be giant in The Sims, but just getting all the proportions right and everything with the scaling of the game. It's just kind of a little trickier with the plans, the floor plans, house plans that are meant for real life house builders. You know what I mean? But anyway, I also tried to include fixtures in this house that I think would be more realistic for this type of house, even though I am so tempted always to do just the subtle saucer or the super subtle saucer lights, if you know, one of those things, because they're so cheap and I just think they light the best. But then seeing these kind of sorry for lack of a better word, nipple lights. I forget what the item is actually called in the game. I totally should know it because I've been using it a lot more lately, because I just think it looks more like what a lot of light fixtures in houses that aren't super new, that are a little older, a little bit more dated, or even currently, or more contemporary houses have these kind of lights too. I shouldn't say that it's just newer houses have the saucer lights, but just to, include more realistic lighting, I would, 1920s, 1930s house plan, I would imagine that this house that I'm showing you, that I built right now in The Sims, in my imagination, I would say it was built in the 20s or 30s too. So I didn't want it to have completely updated lighting and everything. And I do think that these nipply lights still light the house pretty well. And I think I sized them down too, because I just think they're a little large, but they still work. And yeah, here I am including some really simple landscaping too. Wait, I say simple landscaping and I did include a woohoo bush from Get Together, but I don't know, I was I'm just gonna put flowers all around these pink flowers, pink flowery shrubs all around the house. And I kind of struggled for a second or two wondering if I liked the way that they looked, but ultimately I just had to ditch that perfectionist attitude, and it was kind of easier than I thought. And so I feel like things are looking up in that department, or maybe I shouldn't speak too soon, but just being able to put some items down, put some plants down even, and just say like, does that look okay? Yeah, moving on, so that's what I did there, and including some sand and dirt in the backyard here to kind of blend in with the terrain paint that I see in the neighborhood around this lot. I always love to do that, just kind of blending in the grass, dirt, sand with whatever is going on around the house, including a cute little cat mailbox. I don't think I'd ever used that in the game before, so yeah, definitely just also wanted to take this opportunity to use more of the, I almost said Brindleton Bay expansion pack. No, more of the cats and dogs expansion pack items than I would normally use, because yeah, when in Brindleton Bay, you gotta go for it, right? So yeah, just love the little landing foyer area. And then I think the upstairs also worked really well, even though the roof does clip a little bit. I know Lil Simsy or Kayla has a lot of tips and tricks for roofing, and I wish I could give advice right now, but I'm still just learning. So that's another thing I just wanted to show. I am still learning, but I do feel like I kind of made it work to the best of my ability. Even though there is still some clipping, it doesn't bother me as much as some of my roofing attempts have bothered me in the past. So now that we're done with the exterior, here is Goose's furnishing of the house, and I told her she could change anything she wants, especially like window, lighting, floors, walls, wallpaper. I didn't care at all, but she said that she didn't want to change any of the floors or the wallpapers because she didn't feel like it. But I do know that she moved around some windows and stuff, which I was glad, because I don't know, I didn't really think about like what kind of furniture or where it would be placed in the rooms, and to be honest, I didn't really want to think about it when I was building this house. So that also came in clutch. If you're ever lazy, like, get your sister to furnish your Sims house type beat. But I do really like what she did with the furnishings in here. So shout out Goose. Nice work with this. Strong work, Lee. But yeah, she's going through so many of the items here. She said, I took my time choosing things, and looking back at it now, I'm like, you sure did, Goose. And I'm glad she did. It's fun to see how she has furnished this house. Not that I really know how I would have furnished this house, but just seeing like her building style, her furnishing style, right? We're all different, so it kind of gives me some ideas going forward with my own builds, my own furnishings. So that's cool. Yeah, I really like what she did with the living room here in our home, like at our parents' house where we grew up. We don't have the TV above the fireplace either, so I wonder if she also kind of took inspiration from that. And yeah, ever since like noticing that my parents have the TV on a table to like the side of the fireplace in our living room area, I can't help but just like really not want to put a TV above a fireplace if I can help it, if there's space for that to be separate. Yeah, something about it, I'm just like, I don't prefer that anymore. Like, shout out Mon Crud, doing it right. But I don't know, maybe for like specific builds I would include a TV above a fireplace. But what am I even rambling about? We are in the dining room now. Goo choosing some base game chairs and tables for this one. Okay, Goo, I see you. I love that she put the extra chairs to the like kind of the outskirts of the dining room. I love that idea. And even like in gameplay, really, you can go into build mode like during a party or something and push chairs into the table, like on the ends of the table, or, you know, just rearrange things. I kind of like that, and I see like Ocean doing that in her gameplay, her Let's Plays too, just kind of rearranging things to suit like different events or holidays in her gameplay. So I love that. I also loved how Goose sized down this plant here. I do think that a lot of the plants in the Sims 4 and also the decoration clutter items, you know, are kind of massive, and sometimes I like that. Like, I'm like, oh, it's so cute and cartoony, kind of oversized, but obviously love how we're able to size things down to make them just maybe a little bit more realistic, or, you know, to not overpower a table or a counter so much. So, and I also love how she used this vampires kitchen set. Correct me if I'm wrong, Goo, but I don't think that she owns the vampire game pack in her Sims game. And honestly, I don't really know why I own it in my game. I think I was excited about like the Victorian kind of elements in the build and buy mode when it came out, but like I am so not into that kind of gameplay, so I don't know why I bought it. Anyway, yeah, vampires, werewolves. I don't have werewolves. It's just kind of not my style. But I do remember getting that pack and loving that kitchen set, and then like never using it. But I love that shade of green. I wish there were more items in the game that had that swatch, but I mean, maybe it does, and I'm just totally mistaken. I really do need to branch out and use more things and discover more items in the game that maybe I just wouldn't reach for as much. And that's another thing, like seeing how Goose furnished this build. I'm like, oh, I never used that, like I should use that, or I didn't think of using it in that way. So highly recommend asking / making your sister furnish your Sims builds, or any friend or family member or neighbor or acquaintance. Definitely there is power in more than one simmer for sure. So yeah, what are we doing now? In the bathroom, love it. A chandelier, bold choice, but I'm into it. Goose. I'm kidding. I actually do think it's cute, that base game chandelier in the bathroom upstairs. I think this is I can't remember. So there are 3 bedrooms in this build. And I know one of them, Goo put a single bed, or like a single loft bunk bed, and then a toddler bed under that. Here we go. Yeah, toddler bed under that, and that cute rug that came with the pastel pop kit. I do think those items are so, you know, whimsical and fun, although I don't use them very often, but I do love that rug. And I love the doctor's play set that came with Parenthood, I'm pretty sure, and those lights. So yeah, I think the kids' rooms are super cute. I think I've said this in a video before that I think kids' rooms are the most fun to furnish, because you just get to play with so many different, you know, colors, and showing off personality of the kids at like their different ages and their hobbies, what they're into. So I really like that about kids' rooms, and I think Goose did a great job with these rooms. Lucky this kid, having a nice little tablet with a computer, or with a keyboard, and nice outdoor retreat guitar. Seriously, so many things. I totally forget that they're in the game. So thank you, Goose, for the friendly reminder, if you will. But yeah, I do really like the colors here and those movie posters. And I think she also has added some curtains in this room as well. Yes? Yeah. I thought these were pretty good sizes for kids' rooms. I think Goose did say like, oh, the bedrooms are so small, like how am I going to furnish these? But I think they're just the right size, especially like this parent's bedroom right here. Like you can fit a double bed, and the other ones, like I wasn't even expecting Goose to put 2 beds into one of the bedrooms, so for 2 kids. But I don't like playing in huge houses, and I just like having, you know, just enough space for what you need, for who you want living in there, which Sims, what kind of Sims. I also really liked how Goose was able to make that one tile little bump out work. If you can see that one little random one tile area in this parent's bedroom, I think she ultimately put a bookshelf there, and I just think that really worked, a single tile bookshelf. But I don't know, I was also thinking like maybe you could put a mirror or a plant, but yes, here she goes with the bookshelf. So this is so fun, just like watching footage of her furnishing my house. I'm so glad that we did this together, and I would definitely want to do this again if she's down. I don't know, we'll see. Now we're getting to the last little part of our build collab. Goose was telling me that she likes raising trees on a little hill, like manipulating the terrain there, and I just think that's so cute. I never would have thought to do that, and I love that we all have like our own little isms when we're building in The Sims. So I loved learning that about Goose. I had no idea. And now we were both struggling over here to figure out what gate freaking matches the fence over here. I know they added more swatches to, I think, both of those items, but still, we continue to struggle, I'm afraid. So come on, Sims. Yeah, definitely more that could be added to the base game to like get things to actually match properly, but we still made do, and I love the little bikes that she added here. And now we will get into the tour real time of this cute little house. All right, we are back in the game now. I'm in build mode, and I'm wondering if you guys have an opinion or like some helpful hints if it's easier to tour builds in live mode. But anyway, here I am in build mode with this gorgeous, yummy lighting, if I may say, on this sporting space lot. We're gonna go and have a tour here. I really love the outside. I'm actually quite proud of it. And Brian gave me a nice little feedback comment that he said he really likes the way that Devin Bumpkin does the first person tours. And I kind of struggle with that, but I will definitely try my best. Again, if you are like a simmer or a Sims YouTuber, or I don't know, Sims tour guide, if you have any ideas or advice, I would really appreciate it. Anyway, I kind of didn't really talk about going through the little foyer area, but GOOSE did a super cute job, super good, super cute job of furnishing that area. And now in the living room, I love a foyer going into a living room. I kind of like the separation of like welcome and then enter into our nice cozy space. Super cute. I love that it's not too like overly cluttered too. I think GOOSE did a good job of adding some details, but not too many. And she didn't even have the record player floating here. Good job, GOOSE. I know that's so hard, like, because for some reason a lot of the music players can't snap properly onto objects, which is so annoying. But here we are in the dining room. I really like this kind of mission style that GOOSE went for here, and she did change the light, which I totally don't mind. I know I had that like kind of ugly-ish base game one in here at first, so no hurt feelings at all. Really like this. And then this like open, giant, gorgeous door leading to the back area. But first we'll go into the kitchen here. I loved what GOOSE did with this layout and putting the sink right in front of the big picture window. Amazing view to the backyard area. A few details here and there, but not overly cluttered. So shout out GOOSE again for some nice, tasteful decorations. And then here we are over here into this nice half bath. I, for one, am a huge fan also of the strategy of making a 3-tile space a half bath, even though Brian was like, it's kind of awkwardly It's kind of awkwardly long as a shape, but honestly, he doesn't get it. Sorry, Brian. Anyway, I really like having a half bath like that, but that's not the point. Here we are. Look at me struggling so hard with this first person mode, but I'm trying for you guys to get the vibe, the vision. Here we are in the, I want to say, I'm not trying to gender everything too much, but kind of the girl's more effeminate bedroom for a toddler girl. and a maybe like teen child. I love their little decorations. I know it's a smaller space, but I think GOOSE did an excellent job furnishing it with just enough activities. We got a violin over here and the doctor playset. Such a cute item. And then we have the more masculine, or I guess, darker color themed bedroom over here. Wait, no, I gotta try to do it from, sorry if we're getting like so dizzy from this, but I'm just trying to make the Sims 4 camera work for me. You go down the skinny little hallway into the other child bedroom. Super cute. Love the lava lamps. That's probably my favorite part of that bedroom. And then you go out here, and then I think this is the full bath, right? Yes, it is. I love this space. Super cute. I also added a toddler potty for GOOSE because she forgot one. She also forgot the toilet paper. Always roll over, not under. Oh, I don't have move objects on. Sorry, we keep it casual here, okay? Sometimes we have to interrupt the tour to take care of unfinished business. But anyway, very cute. I like the shower bath combo. Very important if you have a toddler sim living in your house. And then coming out of the, this is like nauseating. I am so sorry. I will try to improve at this. Coming out of the bathroom and then into, whoa, it disappeared. I probably do need to be in live mode, huh? Anyway, I'll know for next time, but here we are in the parents' bedroom. I think it's very, very adorable. Again, it's not too big, but it's like the perfect size, I think. I'm just gonna get out of this mode so the bed stops disappearing, but love the use of the one tile bookshelf right there. Little mirror. You gotta have a mirror in a bedroom. And don't take that the wrong way, but you know what I'm saying. You're getting dressed. You want to check out how you look. And yeah, that's the house. But we can also go outside. Nice little air. Whoa. Let me put on the, yeah. Ooh, look at that sun right behind there. I think it's super cute. What is this picnic table from? I have never seen this before in my life. Island living. Sure enough. Telescope. Perfect. Lots of skill building items. Nice job, GOOSE. We got some grilling too, and that fence that we tried so hard to make work doesn't quite match, but you get the idea. Anyway, I would definitely love to build with GOOSE again. Maybe she could build a house and I could furnish it, but yeah, it was really fun to do this, and I hope that you enjoyed it. She's also got her bikes over here, and of course the boohoo bush. But anyway, that's this video. I think that next video I will be doing actually a let's play, which I'm a little bit scared for because I might be cringe about it. But I really want to do the beginner's drama challenge. And I have some fun ideas for that. So let me know if that's something you'd like to see, or if you have other video ideas. You know, I want to hear them all. So thanks so much for walking. Brian, edit that out. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all in the next one. Hopefully, probably, definitely. Anyway, bye.